The Electoral Commission employs checks and balances, including the involvement of national and international observers, as well as political party agents, to protect electoral integrity. Domestic and international observers play a crucial role in ensuring that the elections are transparent, free and fair, and that voters, political parties and candidates accept the outcome. They scrutinize and evaluate the organization and the administration of elections to determine impartiality. They also help to build confidence in the electoral process. According to the United Nations, election observation helps promote and protect the civil and political rights of participants. This can contribute to correcting errors or weak practices, even while an election process is still underway. Election observation can deter manipulation and fraud or expose such issues if they do occur. When observers issue positive reports based on evidence, they build trust in the democratic process and enhance confidence and the legitimacy of the governments that emerge from those elections. Observers monitor the voting process at voting stations, vote counting, and the collation, determination, and declaration of the final results. Both national and international organizations can apply to be election observers on the IEC website. Individuals may only apply to be observers through organizations. Election observation is a voluntary activity with no remuneration. Once accredited, observers must observe the election fairly and independently of any political party or candidate, stay neutral and professional, and inform the IEC about any relationships that could create a conflict of interest. They must not accept gifts or favors from anyone involved in the election. They must avoid expressing opinions on campaign issues, and they may not try to influence voters in any way, shape, or form. Observers must not wear or display political party symbols or colors, and must follow all instructions from the IEC and security services. They must also provide the IEC with a detailed review of the election, including how fair the IEC was, how freely political parties could organize, move, gather, and share their views, and whether parties could have their agents observe the election process. This brings us to the role of political party agents during elections. On election day, political party agents are allowed to observe what happens at each of the stations inside a voting district, including the voters' roll station, the ballot paper station, and the inking station. They are also allowed to check the seals on ballot boxes to ensure that they are unbroken before opening to be counted, to watch as officials determine the status of questionable ballots, to witness the completion of results forms and sign them, and to copy the results for that voting station. The allocation of political party agents must ensure that all parties have a fair and equitable opportunity to observe the process. However, while the participation of party agents is important to ensure that the process is free and fair, the proceedings are not invalidated if no party agents are present at a voting station. Although party agents are allowed to communicate with the presiding officers or their deputies at voting stations, they may not communicate with ordinary voting officers. Party agents are also not allowed to display or distribute any information about their party in any form within the voting station, nor may they wear or carry any item that displays party logos, pictures, or signs. They must not try to witness the marking of ballot papers by voters. Party agents may not interfere with voters or the voting processes in any way, but they may lodge objections with or bring any irregularities to the attention of the presiding officers. They must comply with any orders given by the presiding officers, and they must not attempt to induce, influence, or persuade a person to vote or not to vote. Over and above what accredited observers and political parties can and can't do, as a citizen, you have a civic duty to report electoral fraud or malpractice should you witness it. If you have proof, you can submit your complaint to the presiding officer at the voting station. The presiding officer must investigate your complaint and present you with written findings before the election results are declared. If you are not satisfied with the decision, you can appeal to the Electoral Court within 3 days of the IEC's decision, and a record of your complaint must be kept. This means that our civic duty extends beyond voting on election day. The Constitution and electoral laws enable you to participate in the electoral process as a voter, party agent, or observer. You can use these and other platforms to ensure that our elections are truly free and fair, with no violence, intimidation, electoral fraud, or malpractice.